What's up, Bravehearts? Welcome back to the channel. And today I want to talk to you about why success without risk, there's no reward. We often hear the saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But there are several factors that go into success that we don't often see at first glance. And sometimes I know we're used to seeing the rewards and the accomplishments of others, but that usually accompanies a lot of things and a lot of factors, whether it's rejection, failure, criticism, and lots of repetition, reps, and hard work before you actually get to that self fulfillment or personal development of any kind in your life, whether it's career advancement, stronger, healthier relationships with your family or friends, or more money, or just more fulfillment in your physique, whether you work out, exercise, anything in your life takes effort, but it also takes risk. And you need the courage to take risks in life. And I believe success and risk are two sides of the same coin. I'd even go as far as to call them family. Because without risk, you don't nurture or develop the skills, talents, spiritual, mental, and physical well being that you need to get to those places in the first place. And we need to, I feel, stop only looking at the destination, but also the things that we develop along the way to get to where we want to be. And finding out who you are, finding out where your passions lie, finding out what you're good at, what you're not good at, where your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, and also who you have around is also very important to figuring out what kind of risks you're willing to take and how far you're willing to push. And there's some examples of that. So we're going to start with Nick Vujicic. He was a man that was born without arms or legs. Facing significant physical challenges, Nick Vujicic eventually became a motivational speaker, inspiring millions, even writing a book that was a bestseller. And now he continues to inspire people worldwide, despite the physical disadvantages that he was born with. We also have Chris Gardner. Now, Chris Gardner was a homeless man who had a son who he was trying to take care of, and he ran into significant poverty and financial troubles. Eventually, he took a risk on himself and took an unpaid internship position as a stockbroker, and he crushed it, making millions in the process. And that was, I believe, the motivation behind the movie with Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness. And that's actually one of the first movies I ever seen that showed like what somebody can do despite not having any resources, any money, or any supernatural talents to get them to where they wanted to be. And another example of just taking risks to succeed is a young woman named Malala Yousafzai. She's from Pakistan, so she fought and believed for women's rights and education in Pakistan, even facing threats from the Taliban and just from people and groups in general who tried to hurt her at speeches, physically or just verbally. Eventually, she went on to win the Nobel Peace Prize at 17, which is pretty amazing because I believe she was the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner of all time. Definitely female of all time. If anything, these stories and these inspirational successes of these people who took risks despite the physical challenges and any lack of resources and environmental challenges that they faced with the circumstances that they had was just such a big inspiration because it shows you that no matter where you come from, what you have, or what you don't have, you can still succeed if you're willing to take the risk to get there and go for it. So I believe also no matter what age, whether you're young or old, that you can get there. And these stories tell it because whether you're young like Malala was or whether you're a little bit older and have a family like Chris Gardner was, it's never too late to make things possible for you and what you want out of life. But you have to be willing to be your own superhero. No one's coming to save you. And you have to be willing to take those risks to get there. Because you're the captain of your own boat. The waves are going to be rough. And and they're going to come in the forms of challenges. It's going to be scary, but you ultimately decide where you want to go on your boat and how far you can go. And you never know how far you can go unless you actually take the risk of going out there and giving it all you got. So you got to always just believe that it's possible for you despite the criticisms, other people's opinions, and just find out what you want and how bad you really want it. Because sometimes the problem is with people is that we tend to say we want something, but we don't value it enough or actually really find any passion in it. We just think that's what we want based on maybe our families pushing it to us, whether it's to go to med school, whether it's to certain customs and traditions in, where you're from, whether it's a certain job that creates a certain amount of lifestyle and financial stability, but are you really happy with that? And I believe if the risk doesn't match the determination that you're willing to get there to do it, it's not going to push you enough to want to even start in the first place and take the risk. So you kind of have to look at all those factors before you even start. Now, another success story that I find is very interesting is Mahatma Gandhi, because he led India to independence and broke British colonial rule through passive resistance despite facing imprisonment, physical harm, and he risked everything for a cause. But now I ask you, based on all these stories that I've told you, how many excuses have you perpetrated in your own head about why you're not willing to go out there and give it everything you got? How many times have you told yourself you're not good enough, or you feel like it's not enough, or your self-esteem based on your past negative experiences in life have let you down a rabbit hole of, I can't do this anymore. I've gotten hurt too many times. People tell me I'm not good enough. The truth is, you are good enough. And you can do it. You just have to give yourself another chance at life and try. And believe that no matter what you've been through, you can go anywhere and get as high as you believe that it's possible for you to achieve. So just want you to keep those things in mind and always remember, never give up. And just always take a chance on yourself, because you never know how far you can go. Sometimes we're so stuck on only seeing extrinsic value and motivation through money, materialism, the best house, the best car, feeling like we have to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, and always wanting to compare ourselves to others. But I believe the true beauty and success is the only competition is with yourself, because when you only want to improve and be better than the person that you were yesterday, that's where the true success is, because you're going to see yourself go to places and to new heights unimaginable that you never thought were possible. So you have to constantly seek out self-improvement and self-development within yourself. Even with myself, when I found in school, is the comparison trap is a very big thing to fall into, which is why you don't even want to take the risk in the first place sometimes, because you were so caught up in trying to be better than that other person that we self-sabotage ourselves. And it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're like, I am no longer doing this because it fulfills me or I find it, exciting. I just want to beat this person or be better than this other person who's doing it. And when you go down that rabbit hole, you'll soon find yourself in self-destructive behaviors that'll ruin all chances. And that risk will no longer be worth it, because you're no longer doing it for you. You're doing it for others. And for the wrong reasons and the wrong intentions. So you have to keep yourself pure in mind, body, and spirit. And always embody and personify and be the change that you want to see. And no matter what risk you take, just know that even if you don't get it right the first time or the second time or the third time, it will happen for you. You just got to stick to it and keep trying, because it's not going to be perfect. And nobody has a roadmap to success. Nobody has all the answers. Not me, nobody. If there's anything that I do try to provide, is just a message that to keep on going, because you have to give yourself a chance to get the things that you want. You have to be willing to, the same way that you want to help others and you treat others with respect, you got to give yourself the same respect. And just never allow your environment and your circumstances dictate who you are or who you can be. Because as I told you with those other success stories, anything's possible. And when you know your why, you can endure almost anyhow. So, thank you for watching this video, if you made it this far. And please drop a like in the video, drop a comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.